begin our class. Now, today the topic that we are going to discuss here today is A Doll's House as a feminist play. So when we discuss Doll's House as a feminist play, what do we need to understand first is what is feminism. Okay, how do you define feminism? So we are not talking about definition of feminism exactly, but what do we understand by feminism? So feminism is you may say it's a political term. Okay, how the two sexes or two gender, they are perceived in the society. This gender difference, we can say, is a foundation of structural inequality. All the social inequality or structural inequality जो truth बन गया है ना कि एक gender कम है दूसरी gender से. तो ये जेंडर डिफरेंस जो है, दिस इज द फाउंडेशन ऑफ स्ट्रक्चरल इनइक्वालिटी बिटवीन मेन एंड वुमेन. Okay, and because of this structural inequality, feminists believe that women suffer in a systematic social injustice. जो social injustice है सिस्टम में आ चुकी है, तो जो भी injustice होता है वो सिस्टमैटिक होता है, और इतना सिस्टमैटिक होता है कि वही हमें लगता है ट्रुथ है. Just for example, in India, you see, I tell you something, it's personal also. When I have two daughters. Okay, so when I was young and my daughters were little ones, so when I used to meet some elderly women, they used to say, "Don't worry." I was not worrying. The funny thing was this, but they used to say, "Don't worry. Next time you will have a son." Right. So you didn't see whether the daughters were were healthy or not, they were bright or not, but since they were daughters, so you need to have someone who really values. Daughters do not value, it is son that values. Okay, and why? If you ask why, this has come into system. Yes, who wants to say?
This prejudice that women will, the daughter will get married and वो तो घर की कहते हैं ना, घर की वो नहीं होती.
हाँ, तो पराए घर की है, राइट. तो दिस इज इन द सिस्टम. Who made her पराए घर की? This is the system.
Ma'am, patriarchy.
Patriarchy, yes, you can say patriarchy. Patriarchy is a system. It's an arrangement.
Ma'am, it is also said that Shaurya this side. It is
Yes.
also said that एक लड़की घर पे बोझ होती है.
Right. Who made her बोझ?
Patriarchy. Patriarchal society.
Patriarchy is a system. You won't let your daughters study. You don't let your daughters think about the career, and then you say that they are of lesser value as compared to sons. Right.
You never allowed to give her the opportunity to prove her.
Yeah, that opportunity is not there. Girls are. It is also said that girls are better survivors than boys. Why? Because girls, right from the time they are born, they have to take so many tests. They have to prove it at every step. They have to prove themselves so that they get their acceptance. Right. So they are better fighters. Sometimes they prove to be better fighters. Right. So this is what we understand by feminism. So the second important point here is that this inequality between sexes is not the result of biological necessity. This is what feminists say. This is not biological thing that one sex is weaker than the other. Okay, but this is the cultural construction of gender differences. These terms are important. Cultural construction of gender difference. Why is there inequality between sexes? Inequality between sexes is because of biological necessity, that females are weaker than males. This is what society has turned into truth. They say this is the truth. But feminists say that inequality between sexes is not the result of biological necessity. Inequality of sexes, feminists say, is produced by cultural construction of gender differences. Gender differences are constructed. And who constructs gender differences? Culture. Culture constructs gender differences, and that results in the stereotypes of women. Women need to be, they are inferior, they are weak, they are incapable, they lack thinking ability, they are so emotional, they are very impulsive, you know. So this is what has been constructed culturally by the society. This is the feminist belief. This is the foundation of feminism. We won't go into the detail. Just we understood what is the foundation of feminism. Is there any doubt? We are, yes.
No, ma'am, there's no doubt.
Okay, so we live in a society. Every society has its own culture. So there are social expectations, there are cultural expectations. And these expectations, social and cultural expectations, they are very complex. Okay, so lives and the experiences of women and men, they take place within this set of expectations. Men has to fulfill certain expectations. It is not that nothing is expected out of men. Just see the pressure upon men that they cannot cry in public. Right? And women
Yes,
can, if women can cry, they are considered to be emotional beings, or they are to be pampered, they are to be protected, they are to be taken care of. But if men cry, so will take care of men. Men are supposed to not cry. Right? So now in gender roles, they cause problems of injustice, and these problems of injustice need to be solved, and this is what Henrik Epson is trying to do. He is talking about marginalization of women from the center of the society. In the center, it is men who go out for work, and they have to earn the living, they have to take care of the family. So who comes in the center of the society? It is men. And who are marginalized, who go to the margins of the society, who live in the margins, it is women. Right. So marginalization is a term which is used for women. And by marginalization, we also mean economic deprivation. Economically, now we have in India, the condition is a bit different, but in Western countries, we cannot say that it was always the same. They were even more marginalized. Okay, so now for this, who is responsible? As you said, it is patriarchy. Patriarchy means male member of the family. The eldest male member is the head of the family. But in case you do not have eldest male member, then even the youngest male member can become the head of the family if there are no elder male members. But no elderly female can be the head of the family.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so marginalization of women, subordination of women, stereotype of women. Women have to behave in a certain way. They cannot have individual differences. All women should respect men. All women should respect elderly people. All women should cover their heads, and all women should work in kitchen. All women should take care of the children. Okay, and violence towards women. Now these are the different types of discrimination that take place towards women by patriarchy, due to patriarchy. Okay, so this is what feminism is all about, that they protest against this. They cry for equality. Okay, now in this light of feminism, with this torch of feminism, we analyze the play A Doll's House. Feminism becomes the tool. कोई भी कारपेंटर जब कोई टेबल बनाता है तो उसके हाथ में कुछ टूल्स होते हैं. इसी तरह से अगर हम डॉल्स हाउस को समझना चाहेंगे तो हमारे हाथ में टूल होना चाहिए. या फिर हम जैसे किसी अंधेरे कमरे में जाते हैं तो हमारे हाथ में टॉर्च होना चाहिए. अगर डॉल्स हाउस एक अंधेरा कमरा है तो हम फेमिनिज्म की लाइट में उसको देखते हैं. हाउ डज इट सीम टू बी, राइट? So when we analyze Doll's House in the light of feminism, what do we find? We find that there is a strong patriarchal power in the play. And this strong patriarchal power in the play, it reflects, it shows the real condition of society at that time. Nora in the play, we find her experiencing discrimination. And she is oppressed. Though outwardly it seems that she is so much loved by her husband. But as soon as that you can say पॉलिश को थोड़ा सा नाखून से कुरेदते हैं ना तो हटा देंगे किसी चीज की तो नीचे का रियल दिखने लगता है. इसी तरह से if you scratch a little of that pampering of a husband, you see how dominating husband is. So that is strong patriarchal power. Okay. And whatever problem she is facing in her life is because she is experiencing strong patriarchal power. And then image of the woman, you see all the women, they appear to be so weak. Even Christine Linde, right? These are the two women basically. Then you have some story of Anne also, the servant. Okay, so when we see what kind of problems Nora is experiencing in the play, how she fights for her independence, how she finds out that, first of all, how she finds out that she is not independent, and then how she fights for her independence, how she struggles for her independence. So we see, first of all, that in that society of that time and that region, it was a patriarchal society and women were considered powerless and weak. Okay, and in domestic life also they had their own limitations. Before deciding to do anything, they had to seek permission of their husband. In social life also we find that women's freedom is so much limited. They cannot work openly. They cannot earn money. If they are working, then they are looked down upon. It is felt that their husband cannot provide for us, that is why they are working. Okay, so
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Expected to be the breadwinner.
Yes, because husband is the breadwinner. Wives cannot be breadwinner of the family. This is the social truth that every culture has found. Right, so Nora tries to fight against all forms of discrimination and oppression with her struggles as soon as she becomes aware about this. And she breaks that limitation to women's freedom to decide to do something in domestic life. She decides to solve her family's financial problem. This is what she had done so that her husband can go for the treatment. So in breaking the limitation of the woman's freedom to express the feelings over men's domination, she decides to express her feelings over her husband's domination. And in social life also you see how she is trying to break this limitation which is set by the society. Okay, so this is what the when we talk about how do we critically analyze this play. Now I have got a wonderful chart that I would like to share with you all, but I'll try to send it. so that you can see how you can analyze. That chart will help you in understanding the play better. Okay. So in this play, what we see, how many kinds of women's problems are there? They are all represented. Like men, they are the controller, and the women who are the follower. Okay, men have got full power to treat and control women, and women only follow what men say as the head of the society, as the head of the family. Okay, they cannot break the rules. Domestic area, education, social life, everything is controlled. The husband will tell that where to dance, what to wear, what not to wear. These all things are controlled by women, by men. Right? So what kind of strong patriarchal power is seen in this? First in the domestic life, and then in the social life. These are the two spheres, domestic sphere and social sphere. At both places it is men who rules. Right? In Doll's House, you see there are two examples of the limitation of freedom towards women in domestic life. You see, if you remember those scenes where Nora has just come and Helmer is asking, let me read these lines I have in the text. Yes, when did my squirrel come home? Nora, just now, and she's putting these bags of a bag of macaroons into her pocket, and she's wiping her mouth, है ना, कि बताना नहीं चाह रही कि मैंने खाया है ना, come here to our world and see what I have bought. She wants to show all her shopping. तो husband says, don't disturb me. What did you say? फिर से खरीदारी कर ली, इतना खर्चा कर लिया, है ना? तो नोरा कहती है कि नहीं, अभी तो हम खर्चा कर सकते हैं, अब तो हमारे पास पैसा, स्टिल यू नो वी कैन नॉट स्पेंड रेकलेसली, हेल्मर कहता है.
Yes, ma'am.
याद आया? ठीक है
Yes,
ना?
ma'am.
हाँ, तो उसमें ये पूरे डायलॉग्स में हेल्मर कहता है ना, दैट इज लाइक वुमेन, मतलब तुम खर्च करोगे ही करोगी और मानने वाली नहीं हो, तो दैट इज लाइक वुमेन. You don't know how much you should spend, how, but seriously, Nora, you know what I think about that? No debt and no borrowing. है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
ऐसा घर अच्छा नहीं होता, ये सारा बता रहा है. तो ये डायलॉग बता रहा है कि नोरा doesn't know how much to spend, how much not to spend, and she is so ignorant, and it is always Helmer that who will tell. It is always husband who has this understanding of money matters. Okay, and she is given a certain amount कि इतने में तुम्हें घर चलाना है. तो यही सब घरों में होता है. तो this is patriarchal control. Women will not earn. Women will be given certain amount of money by their husband. In that they have to run their home. ठीक है. इसी तरह से एक डायलॉग नोरा और मिसेस लिंडे के बीच में कि कैसे बचाया, तो बताती है ना कि ऐसे से पैसे मैंने थोड़े थोड़े करके ऐसे बचाए, है ना. तो वो पूछती कहाँ से पैसा तुम्हारे पास हस्बैंड को बचाने के लिए आया. शी से डिड यू विन सम लॉटरी? कहती है नहीं, लॉटरी नहीं, है ना, देयर इज नो क्रेडिट इन दैट. उसी समय मिसेस लिंडे कहती है ना कि a wife cannot borrow money without her husband's consent. So this dialogue, a wife cannot borrow money. If a woman is unmarried, तब तो वो कहीं से भी borrow कर सकती है, लेकिन अगर वो married है, तो अगर उसको बाहर से कुछ पैसा लाना है तो उसको husband से permission लेनी ही पड़ेगी. She cannot borrow money without her husband's consent. Right?
Ma'am.
So, yes.
I mean, this play patriarchy is shown, ma'am, and on the other side, ma'am, I think like one woman is not supporting other women. Like Linde did not support Nora when she told her that she have borrowed money for her husband treatment. Like she just disapproved from that, and she was like, "How can you do that?" Like she did not support her in that case.
See, actually, these stereotypes of women have been made because of the society. Why did Mrs. Linda is someone who is supporting Nora, and she is the one who says to Croxton that I'll marry you and just leave my friend aside.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
right. Yes.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, in
Linde,
that also, she at the last, like she said to Crockside had no need to like do anything. Like she said that
Yes.
it's okay.
Yes. She
ma'am,
is supporting.
ma'am,
But yes.
ma'am, ma'am, she's doing that so that her friend's house can be, like
Saved.
there are no lies in the house and they are clear.
Ha,
Torvald,
they are clear. She's exposing, she's saying to Nora that you should tell Helma everything because our family cannot be built on lies.
so ma'am, in a way, she is only supporting Nora, na?
She's supporting her, yes.
But ma'am, when she know that Torvald, like men in that era was not at all will not agree to the point that his wife borrowed the money. So like how I don't understand the fact that how can she think that everything will be fine if she tell everything to his husband. I
See,
don't think that that was the right step to.
the fundamental truth is that any relationship cannot be based on lies. One day these things will come out. Right. And Mrs. Linde is someone who has experienced life in different matters because she has struggled a lot. Right. So this is her thinking, her individual thinking, that no relationship can be based on, and with this intention, because her intention becomes clear later when she is marrying Krogstad and asking Krogstad to help Nora. So her intention is clear. This is her personal thinking. Anyone can have their personal likings, thoughts, right? Way of thinking. So that is Christine's way of thinking, that no, don't base your relationship on lies. That is the female support, I would say, because Nora having the family together on lies, something will, that pressure will somewhere burst out and the family will be destroyed. But Christine is saying that take that risk.
And ma'am,
Lies? Yes.
ma'am, Shobna hai. And ma'am, for the good, because if it didn't come out, then Nora would not have known that their whole relationship is only appearance and nothing
Yes.
strong and deep
Yes.
there. Yes,
There's
ma'am.
no depth in their relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So
And
that
ma'am,
is,
so
yes.
last thing, ma'am,
Hmm.
Mrs. Linde was not aware, no, that Torvald would turn out to be such a man, that he would not
हाँ,
such.
she never knew. She never knew that also.
Yes, ma'am. That is
टॉवर्ट
nice.
क्या करेगा, क्या रिजल्ट होगा, उसका क्या रिएक्शन होगा, बस मिसेस लिंडे को ये पता है कि झूठ पर रिश्तों को मत चला.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, women, women hating on women is a patriarchal concept, that all women hate each other and
Yeah.
two women can be friends. We are taught this from like,
हाँ, you
Women do not
create
hate
that.
each other. They do not support each other, I think. Like women do not hate each other. And even
Actually,
in the Indian society, most of the like women are the one who suppress another women, I think.
it is because
It is
women
all
are
because of
scared.
women.
It is because women are scared.
And they are
You know,
scared, even they are not
they
empowered. They are not educated to know that they are the one who is suppressing other women.
yes, right. They do not know this,
ma'am,
that they are suppressing, and at the same time, their own insecurities. If you're talking about mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, always mother-in-law feels insecure when their daughter-in-law arrives. Daughter-in-law feels insecure that she will be unable to make a place if mother-in-law is at the same place. So these are their individual insecurities.
yes,
It
ma'am,
is,
and ma'am, here,
Ma'am,
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 conditioning through media and through these TV serials that two women can never support
yeah, you see what kind of teleseries are coming these days. You know,
so
yeah. So this is how truths are constructed. This is what we are talking about, culturally constructed social thing. Culturally, the social beings, they construct such truths and we come to believe upon that because it is said again and again, again and again, repeatedly.
ma'am, actually, such stereotypes are created these days.
Yes, they are creating stereotypes, of course,
and ma'am,
because
Ma'am, it could also happen that Linde wasn't supporting, or Linde wanted that she should reveal everything in front of her husband, because maybe she herself has experienced something like that in her past.
Yes,
So-
all her life she had loved some other person, but has married this person because of
Ma'am,
money.
your voice is not.
You have to mute the mic. Someone's mic is on. Please mute the mic. Aditi Sikarwar. Yeah. Yes. Who was speaking? Someone was saying something and then. Okay, let's move to the second point now. This strong patriarchal power in the domestic life, as we have seen, they make women as wives unable to do what they want to, because they do always what their husband wants to. So in this way, at home also they become second class family member, right? And so the term that we use for second class family member is the other. Second class. First class is occupied by husband. Okay, and so what is the women's position at home? They are the complement of men, and they have second class position, and hence they are insignificant, less important. And so their voice also becomes, whatever they say, their views, their opinion, that also becomes second class. It is the men who takes the decision, right? So here we see in Doll's House that Nora has got no right to express her true feelings to Helma. She has no right to express her true feelings in front of Helma. Such statements, see, that is like woman, Helma says at one point. I'm reading these lines. That is like a woman. But seriously, Nora, you know what I think about that? No debt, no borrowing. There can be no freedom or beauty about. He's telling everything. And what Nora says, she's moving towards the stove and she says, as you please the world. And Helma is following her and say, come, come, my little Skylar. Do not, Skylar must not droop her wings. Now, what is this? Is my little squirrel out of temper? Now he is doing all these things, but final decision he himself is taking. Right? So this is important. Then we also see the limitations to women's freedom in taking any decision. All the important decisions, you see how it is Helma who is taking. Okay, and between when they are talking between Krogstad and Nora, they are talking to each other. Those dialogues, if you remember, it when Krogstad reveals Nora's secret in forging her father's signature. And Krogstad asks Nora that why she does not just send the paper to be signed authentically by her father. To this, Nora says that it was impossible to do because father was very serious and she did not want to trouble her father. Right? And then she could not even surrender before the illness of her husband. She had to save, so she had to decide something. She had to take that decision. Right? You asked me to believe that you were brave enough to run a risk to save your wife's life. The law cares nothing, but the laws are foolish. She's saying all these things. So she has taken that decision. So this is the only decision that Nora has taken in her life. After that, Torvald gets well and she has taken no decision in her family. So basically you see all the images of women in the play, it's of weak women. Christine, in order to take care of the family, she has to sacrifice her love. So that is also a weakness. So neither they are free in domestic sphere, not in social sphere. Then how much she has given birth to her children, but she cannot take care of her children because she is labeled as an uncaring and careless woman. So that decision, a woman gives birth to the children, but how much care she can give, how much close she can get to the children, that decision is also taken by the husband. Okay, so we can say that this Doll's House is a representative feminist play. And the title of the play itself, which symbolizes that how women's freedom is curtailed. And women are treated as dolls in the patriarchal society. You see all the Western images of dolls. They always show dolls as a mature woman. It's a plaything. Okay, so women's status in the society is shown through these dolls, and the girls are always given dolls to play with, because it is how this is ingrained into the girls that the dolls are a plaything. And dolls are meant for girls to play because so that they can learn nurturing. Boys are not given dolls to play. Right? And if a boy plays with such dolls, then it's thought to be a perverted thing. Right? There are certain perversions, because that doll is also, you see, in the Western societies and all, even in Indian, we are playing with same dolls. Those dolls are, physically mature ones. So, Doll's House, this play, it concerns with women's rights to the individual freedom and the ways in which marriage in the patriarchal society is basically nothing but cutting the wings of the girls, thwarting the individuality of the woman. You have no individuality once you are married. That is kind of the thing that is seen in the play.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a
Yes.
Ma'am, Shobna here.
Yes.
There is also a conversation in the last act between Nora and Helma where she's saying that I only know that it is necessary for me because can I speak? Because you have not discussed this, I think.
No, sure, you can continue.
And Helmer is saying that this is how you would neglect your most sacred duties. And then Nora asks her, what are my most sacred duties? And Helmer says that, do I have to tell you are there not your duties to your husband and your children? And then she says that I have other duties just as sacred. And then Helmer says, what duties could those be? And then Nora says, duties
about
to myself.
me. Yes,
Yeah,
duty to myself.
Paragraph, because it also shows that since the very beginning, women are taught that you have certain duties for your father and certain duties towards your husband, and you must do this and that. And by we see our mothers also, they take care of the household every day, and they have very little time for themselves.
Yeah. So what about them, their own life?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So, and when Nora is deciding that she is going to leave, she says, I'm free now from care now. To play, she we have seen as a mother, she had been a very doting mother, and her respect and love for her husband also we have seen. But in the last, she says that she wants to now be free and see the world as it is. She wants to study the world. Economically, she had been dependent on her husband, and husband's attitude has actually astounded her. And then in the last part of the play, there is assertion of the self. She asserts herself. Self-assertion is there in the last part of the play. So the ending of the play is a feminist one. When she decides that she will seek her individuality, she will seek her autonomous selfhood. What am I? What do I want? Right? So this was what we discussed today, Nora, Doll's House as a feminist play. And you can think about it. And I would like if you can drop your comments in our WhatsApp group, class group, right? What are your comments and how do you think Doll's House is a feminist play? Just search all the issues of feminism, concerns of feminism, and what do feminists say, and in what way Ibsen has portrayed Doll's House as a feminist play. Where do you can just select the scenes where you find that Nora is most submissive. You feel pity on her. Are there any scenes where you feel pity on Nora? But that
Yes,
same
ma'am.
And wherever you find pity, and then how do you feel that? Do you think that the decision to leave home, it is not for see novel this playwright has never said that she has left forever. This has not been said. The ending is an open-ended. It's an open-ended play.
Ma'am, she just took this step to explore the world, to explore
Yes.
herself, mainly, basically.
Yes, she has taken, and then just remember this also, that she has left her children in care of the nanny who had taken care of Nora also in
Yes,
her childhood.
God also. Yes, ma'am.
Right. And then you see and then tell that, do you think it fit that she either she should have adjusted with Helmer's ways and continued living in the house, or her this decision to leave the house and to explore selfhood. What is selfhood and what is autonomous selfhood? This also you should search, and then just let us have discussion over in our WhatsApp group, just as we had in King Lear. Right? And everyone should participate, not only 2 or 3 students. I would like to have views of each and every one of you, whoever has attended the class. Aditi Sikarwar, Anuja Singh, Ayushi Pachauri, Sakshi Tomar, Ekta Meena, and there are so many. Muskan is here, Rani is here, right? So all of
Tanvi.
you, Tanvi, yes, all of you should give some opinion on Doll's House. Do you think Nora's move is right or not? If you were in her position, would you have continued to stay or would you have moved out?
I think she should have taken her children with her.
This all just drop your views on WhatsApp.
I'm typing.
Nothing. This is not your test. You are not going to get any marks for this. But yes, we will discuss this and it will open
Ma'am, we
new
can
ways.
discuss it now. No, everybody can open the mic and we can
No,
have a
it's 10.
debate.
You have taken 10 minutes. Class is from 12 to 12:30, right? And
Ma'am, it
I have,
was actually a
and
very bold